to the memory of our great friend, the late 53rd District California Assemblyman Mike Gordon, who died shortly after taking office in 2005. Mike fast-tracked the SCA-QMD airport study, and he requested that I be a part of the study's working group to represent community interest. This evening we have with us four of the original panel of experts that Councilman Rosendahl convened at the first town hall. And they will be reporting on what we'll summarize what the panel of experts did and what can be done. You'll hear from our AQMD representatives about the South Coast AQMD airport study. I was honored to be a part of both of the working groups on those committees. The committees had met 4 times since the last town hall over a period of a year from 2005 to 2006. We spent 7 hours of informal discussion facilitated by Norman Cullop, Bill Rosendahl's district director, who's here, and along with Field Deputy Len Nguyen from Councilman's office. So with that, I'd like to, unless Joan has something to add right now, I'd give it back to Councilman Rosendahl to talk about the electeds. Would you want to?
Come on, Joan.
Just want to welcome you all here. I'm basically concerned. I welcome you all when the community gets to speak, when you get to speak there with the open mic. Just want to mention that where I'm coming from, it's not to close the airport, it's not to do anything, but it's to have some responsibility for the jets, wherever it's going to come from, but we don't want them continually polluting our neighborhood and our lungs. And we're getting a lot of people in our area. You might hear from some today who have got some health issues that didn't have it 2 years ago when they were here, and that's very interesting. And I just want to say, I too, in the 2 years, just to keep it real brief, Bill's tired of hearing of this, but after the town hall forum, I was diagnosed with cancer. It was treatable, it's curable. I'm doing well, very well. But again, we're not accusing anyone. We're just saying that we want to know why do we have so many people in our area developing cancer and asthma and bronchitis in a very close area. And that's about it. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you.
Let's give the Rubens a round of applause. I was in Washington last summer with the...
Excuse me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sure.
Should we show this first?
Oh, I thought you did. No, go ahead. Do it.
Right.
Sure.
No,
They got a slide presentation.
This is my first attempt to do a PowerPoint, and it's a good tool that can be useful for the community to show what we need to show. And I'd like to begin. I'd like to say, here lies the root of the problem. Next. Next. The root of the problem. Next. Jet traffic has steadily skyrocketed. The figures here from 1983, as Councilman Rosendahl pointed out, started out about 1,000, and they're now approaching 20,000. I think they're passing 19,000 this year. Next. These are the community concerns regarding the jet traffic. And as Joan pointed out, it's the jets that we're concerned about. People lived with the piston traffic there over the years, and yes, there were some complaints about noise, but they're minimal compared to what's going on today. Let's take a look next at the Santa Monica aircraft noise and how it's measured or not measured. I ask, how is it possible to represent community noise impacts with only 2 monitors? Notice the jets are responsible for virtually all the noise violations. Next. Listed here are noises from jets that are not part of the equation. They are not recorded by the monitors. The jet blast at takeoff, the loud reverse thrusters, the shrill idle that keeps going and going, the screech of jet engines adjusting to land, and the missed approaches in bad weather that send aircraft circling over neighborhoods, either south or north, to attempt to land again. People who live in different parts of around the area experience these different noises from the jet operations. Next. All aircraft do not fly over the monitors. Let's look a little closer to see how they do not fly over the monitors. Now here you can see the location of the 2 official noise monitors that are circled. They are located a quarter mile from the ends of the airport. If you live some distance away from these monitors, the noises you hear are not picked up by the monitors and go unmeasured. Is that fair? Next. The red, it's difficult to see, but the red is a compilation of 1 month's air traffic over arriving in from the east at Santa Monica Airport. Next. As we zoom in closer, we see the location of the noise monitor at the center of the green line. Notice how dense the flight arrivals are north of the monitor. Next. This graph plots the altitude versus the distance from the monitor of all 843 flights. The vast majority of them fly between 100 to 250 feet north of the monitor and between 100 and 200 feet in elevation. About 25 of them are less than 75 feet high. The difference in the measured noise of the arrivals can be off by several decibels from the actual noise experience. That is, where the plane flies in, if it's not coming over the monitor, what is heard by those living right under the plane as the distance to the monitor is much further away. So if you have 200 feet to the monitor and 100 feet to the home below it, there's a tremendous difference in the experienced noise. Next. Well, safety we've been hearing a lot about lately, and that issue has been moving forward. Santa Monica has tightened up their stand on this and are playing hardball now. The Santa Monica City Manager, Lamont Yule, asked that I share with you tonight the following, which Councilman Rosendahl has alluded to already, and I quote, City of Santa Monica representatives are traveling to Washington on the 29th of January to discuss with 3 key congresspersons Santa Monica's concerns about not only the lack of safety at this airport, but the negative impact that it has had on our entire community, unquote. We all remain hopeful that progress will be made at that meeting. Next. This is why I got involved more than 10 years ago. The sickening smell of idling jet fumes, that is, the sickening smell of idling jet fumes. What is in it, and how does it affect us?